Happy birthday, Commodore 128. 40 years old in January 2025. Can you believe this is 40 years old? I had the Commodore 64. I love the Commodore 64. I remember when this thing came out, I think it was coming out around the time, right around maybe before the Amiga was coming out. So it's kind of like an oddity, but they touted it big time. It said CPM, which at that time, nobody used CPM. It has a Commodore 128, so it's basically a newer version of Commodore 64, twice the memory. Of course, not compatible. So you had to get special software for this, but it had some really great software. Not a lot, but it had some really great software. And of course, you can either hold down the Commodore key, which is right here when you boot it up, and it'll boot up in 64 mode, and you can type Go 64, and it'll boot up to the 64 mode. So, or switch over to 64 mode. So either way, but a lot of fun. Love this guy. And I got one maybe a year or two ago. I tell you what, I like it a lot. Although I do use most of the stuff in Commodore 64 mode. I do like 7 Cities of Gold, games like that. Spelunker, love Spelunker. But I do play some Commodore 128 stuff. Not a lot of software out there, but you can find it. Go on archive.org or just search around for Commodore 128 ROMs, and you can find that kind of stuff. But all in all, a great computer. I'm going to try to get into the CPM stuff a little bit, because that was kind of like, businessy stuff, late 70s, early 80s, a lot of CPM things out there, but for the home use, probably not a whole lot, but it was kind of cool that they added that, and they were like throwing all kinds of stuff into this. But it's basically Commodore 64, Commodore 128, and Commodore 128 has this very special version of GEOS. So I love that on the Commodore 64, but the GEOS version on 128, you could do 80 column, and it was fantastic. I think I have the ROMs. I got to get that on here. Actually, the ISOs, or I guess the ROMs for it. But I do believe it has a socket over here. If you open the cover, there's a socket where you can just plug in, burn a ROM, and plop it in there, and have it kind of built into the kind of the BIOS kind of thing. So make it even faster to boot up. Just turn it on and it's loaded. But all in all, I'm liking this guy. Of course, I got the 1541 monitor, 1541-2 over here. I do not have any 1571 drives, which I wish I do. I've been searching around for one. Hopefully, I'll find one eventually. Kind of get the faster speeds and all that kind of stuff. But all in all, still a great computer if you can find these. And I do have the box, and to make it very vintagey, check this out. I have my vintage kneeling chair, so that's very 80s right there. And I do have the box. Let me grab the box. Here's the box. Actually, there's a sticker on here. It says Children's Palace up here in the corner, and it looks like it was $207. And then the CWCP looks like it was maybe like marked down to $90. So somebody got a really great deal on this. Of course, you can see here, expandable to 512K with the, I think it's the RU. You can expand the memory and compatible with Commodore 64 and peripherals. So that's probably why most people bought it. And although it was kind of cool, most likely you're going to run it in the 64 mode. And kind of on the back, you can kind of see, here's some of the new stuff for it. The 1902 monitor, which I don't have. 1571, which I'm looking for. Commodore printers, the modems. I got these modems. The mouse. I don't have a mouse for this anymore. And you can see home finance, word processing, recreation, file manager. GEOS is great to get on these guys, because the writer, GeoWriter, fantastic. And you see word processing, spreadsheet, database. So it's kind of probably geared more for like the home office kind of thing. And of course, professional word processing. Let's see, Jane. I don't know what these are. Skytrav, looks like some software listed here. But all in all, I don't have the foam for this anymore. This did not come with the foam or the power supply. I did get another power supply, and you can kind of see it over here. If you look kind of right back there, kind of glowing. It's kind of like a modern switching power supply, so very modern. So you're going to get nice clean power for this guy, which it deserves. Definitely does deserve it, because it's a great computer. And I really like this thing a lot. Like I said, I do use it in 64 mode, but all in all, what a great machine. If you ever see these, pick them up. Always kind of was pining for the D, which is kind of like it's got the keyboard separate, and the disk drive and the CPU are basically in a big kind of Amiga 1000 type box. But I've never seen any of those out there, and they go for a lot of money because they're very desirable. But the 128 is still pretty cool. So anyway, happy birthday. Happy 40th birthday, Mr. Commodore.